Let's hit it with strength and then switch in Luca. So that it'll be a normal type, so that Luca's super effective. Ooh, superpower is going to do a lot to us. Oh, please don't. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it is that time, right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge and mine. My name is Sebastian Todd III. You may call me ST3, and this is the HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke, episode 27, the first series of its kind on the channel, but not the last series. And if you have been with us this entire time, please hit the like button down below. And because this is just the beginning of the channel, hit the subscribe button as well. And maybe even the bell to be notified when videos get posted. This is the first time we're doing a day of video. We're recording on Wednesday or Tuesday morning, March 28th. This will go up tonight at 7 p.m. So our first day of recording, but we are going to be bulk recording here today and maybe into tomorrow if we need to, just to make sure that we have all the episodes ready to go, as I'm going on a mini vacation at the end of the week to Boston. So want to make sure that we get all the episodes we need to done. If we get the series wrapped up in these few episodes, even better. We'll come back strong next week with a new series, but if not, then we will finish it up next week. We'll see where we get. Quick shout out to one of my sisters who called me over the weekend for some assistance with some tax questions, and while we were on a video call, I did some grinding. So let's take a look. Nothing super major, but we'll look at the team and see where we're at. We have Danders, our level 59, soundproof ability Latias, with Zen Headbutt, Dragon Breath, Fly, and Cut, still holding the Amulet Coin, or now holding the Amulet Coin. We're going to put Danders out in front and train Danders up a little bit throughout the episode, at least to level 60, and then we'll switch out. We have Omega, our level 74 Mewtwo with Pure Power, Psychic, Psycho Cut, Ice Punch, and Amnesia. We have Willa, the Mold Breaker, Wall Rain with Surf, Waterfall, Aurora Beam, and Body Slam. We'll talk about Wall Rain in a moment and why Wall Rain is there. We have Denny P67, one of the MVPs of the team, one of the OGs of the team, probably the second longest tenured member. With Water Absorb, it's Rhydon with Water Absorb, Stone Edge, Hammer Arm, Earthquake, and Rock Slide. We have the Pokemon we caught in episode 26, which aired yesterday. So if you haven't seen that, go back and check it out. But we have Brodicon 2, the Regigigas, with immunity. He is holding the experience share for the moment. Fire Punch, Zen Headbutt, Strength, and Thunder Punch. Yes, we used some of our heart scales on Regigigas to get it some more of those punches and some type coverage. And then we have Luca, our level 50 Lucario, Chlorophyll, which boosts sunshine or boosts speed in the sunshine. Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse, Aura Sphere, and Calm Mind are specially built tank. Well, a little bit less defensively a tank, but offensively a special tank. The two, as you can see, that we trained up, we got Brodicon up 10 levels just to level 50, and we got Willa, our Wall Rain, from level 18 to 50. Did some research. We had some decent water types that we were looking at, such as Vaporeon. We have Tentacruel, obviously, in the back, who helped us win the Elite Four. But Walrein has the better base stats overall, so by just a smidge, actually, over Vaporeon. So we decided to train up Willa, and like I said, shout out to my sister who called. Was kind of resting over the weekend, but I figured while we were on that, FaceTime and back and forth, it just made sense to pull this up in the background, do some grinding, and get these Pokemon up a little bit. And because we have Fire Punch now on Regigigas, we sat Flareon out. And I will say that I took a look at the stats, and yes, adaptability, stab, strength on Snorlax alone is stronger than strength on Regigigas by like 50%. Like it's 150% base power of its normal on Regigigas. I think it's 120 technically, and it'd be, I think, 160 on Snorlax. But all the other powerful moves that Regigigas gets are going to be boosted even more. just by its physical attacking stat. So while we lose a little bit on strength, it's still very high. It's still stab strength on the Regigigas. Um, and the attack stat doesn't quite make up for all of it, I don't think. I'm not great at doing those kind of calculations and stuff, but it does definitely make us pretty unstoppable. So, and the attack stat, like I said, applied to some of those elemental punches which we added. It just made sense, I think, to use Regigigas going forward rather than the Snorlax that we had. So if you think I'm wrong, that's okay. Leave a comment down below and tell me why. But it is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everybody. I hope you are having a great start to your week. If you can't tell from this recording, this episode from the last, I'm feeling much better than when we recorded on Friday night. I think it was Friday night. Might have been Saturday night. Yeah, feeling a lot better. I'm not coughing as much, so we shouldn't have any weird edits of me trying to edit out some coughs. I think I can cheer if we get something awesome like, Regigigas again and not have a coughing fit for a few minutes that we had to cut at the end of the last episode. But yeah, we are going to try and get as much done as we can here in these episodes that we're going to record. If it works out that we get through Red within 7 episodes, then we get through Red within 7 episodes. If not, then we won't worry too much about it because we can always record again probably on Monday. But we are bringing a friend of ours, has a couple of kids, but her oldest, big baseball fan. So we are surprising him. I don't think he watches. I won't say his name. But he is a big Pokemon fan like I am. We're bringing him to his first Red Sox game. We're kidnapping him for the weekend and kind of playing like aunt and uncle to a degree. And yeah, it should be kind of fun. We're looking forward to it. And then the aquarium on Sunday. So Red Sox Saturday, aquarium on Sunday, just so it's a little bit of fun, a little bit of educational. It'll be fun for us too, but we are leaving Friday. These and Thursday, I've got some plans. I'm actually also now donating blood tomorrow. So if you are willing and able, blood donations definitely help save lives. Obviously, look into it. See if it's something you're comfortable with. Make sure you've talked to your doctors and stuff like that. But yeah, it's something that whenever I am able to do it, I do like to try to give. I've given. I was actually just looking at it when I scheduled the appointment for tomorrow. Given 14 times, and I used to actually work with. I served 2 AmeriCorps terms through the Red Cross and then worked with the Red Cross. So it was really easy for me to give because they would have blood drives at the office. And so I knew when I could give blood because of the schedule that they had. They would schedule it enough time in advance that if you had given in the last drive, you could give in the next one. Well, now we have the blood donor app through the Red Cross. It'll tell you when you're able. Obviously, your health is a big part of that too. So make sure that you consult your physician if it's something you're thinking about, or just kind of know yourself, know what's right. And the blood drive workers are always pretty good at doing that for you as well. Kind of go through the questionnaire with you, make sure that you are able to donate and in good enough health too, and all that fun stuff. So, since I'm feeling pretty good, I want to give back, and that's an easy way for me to do so. Have a needle stuck in me, but to be able to do that, one of the things that's most important is to drink your water. Not sponsored by Yeti. Drinking a lot of water. So I will preload a lot of water tomorrow morning compared to I usually don't, usually drink a coffee first thing or something, but tomorrow we'll go straight to the water when I first wake up, so that when I get there tomorrow evening, late afternoon, I'm ready to go. So it'll be fun. I'm going because a different sister is giving blood for the first time. She's a little nervous about it. So good big brother and trying to, give back in some way, shape, or form. Donating blood is a nice way to do that. So trying to bulk record as much as we can. I've been debating, do I bulk record as many episodes as I can and then edit, or because I know it could take like 2 hours for me from editing to like buffering to uploading, all that fun stuff. Do I try to record episode that goes up tonight and then edit it and then get it up, or do I record all 7 episodes or through the series, and then edit tonight's, and then give myself tomorrow and Thursday to edit the other ones. Don't really know what I'm going to do yet. We'll find out. And as we've said before, we are going to red. So we've gotten most of the encounters we can get. A lot of what we have left to do is simply facing a bunch of the gyms, taking them out, which we're doing here. We're going to face Eric in a little bit. We've got Fuchsia's gym we can do, Pewter's gym we can do. And then once we get the gyms done, we actually might wrap this series up here in this recording session. The scary part is we're going to be possibly over level going into the final fight, which is why we'd like to get Danders up at least to level 60. We have Regigigas at 50. We've got Mewtwo over level 70, but Red is in the 80s. So we want to be weary of that and make sure that we give ourselves the best chance to win. It might be one of those we record right up to, I think we've said this before, we want to do the Elite Four and then Red back to back to back to back to back. So getting all the Mount Silver stuff done, all that fun stuff. And we might do that by recording as much as we can today and then using tomorrow to record the finale. I don't know where we're going to get. We'll see how long this takes us to get through some of these gyms. I think today the goal in this particular episode is to finish this gym here, maybe do Cycling Road on the way down to Fuchsia so that we can get some more experience there. And then once we do the gym in Fuchsia, fly back up to Pewter. We can take on that gym. There's a ton of trainers to the west of Fuchsia and then south of Fuchsia, which that might be a good thing for next episode. We do a bunch of trainers. There's a rival battle in there. And then maybe get ourselves down to Cinnabar. There'll be, of course, a bunch of trainers on the way to Cinnabar. And then we can maybe kick out even all those trainers in Cinnabar in the next episode. And then we'd have an 8th gym still and all the Mount Silver stuff, which would be what? Thursday's episode. Friday might be the finale. And if that's the case, then we might hold off on the weekend, skip those 2 days, give ourselves a little break, and then come back maybe Monday with a new series on the channel. I guess that's more or less how this is going to end up going based on where we're at. We shall see. I think this is the last trainer before the actual gym leader. Yeah, so we will heal up before we face, I believe it's Erica in this gym. I mean, we could always, I used to say, 30, 45 minutes for all the episodes, and I don't think ever come close to that. But if we wanted to keep it closer to 30, we might be able to squeeze this out 7 episodes, but I don't want to change things up just because why change the format now? It's been working for us, and we've gotten some good support, and we're still a young channel, still a growing channel, still a long way to go. But hopefully having some fun and learning along the way and getting better. So let's take on the gym. This one is Robin. I think it's typically Erica, though. All right. Togetic. You can see that the levels are starting to get a little bit closer to where most of our team is. So, again, might be something to consider training up before we redo the Elite Four and go take on Red on Mount Silver. The critical hit would be unfortunate if it weren't for the fact that we're going to get Robin to use the full restores a little bit early here. So maybe we have some luck with her ace and stuff. If we get a good type matchup, perhaps we can take it down a little bit easier without having to worry about full restores or healing up too much. So Double Edge won't do too much to us. It did a lot more than I thought, but it does hurt Togetic too. Kind of expected her to heal again, which is why we went with Fly there. Drifloon. Drifloon is Ghost and Flying. We could use Regigigas with Thunder Punch. We have Denny P67 with Rock Slide just as well. And Drifloon did a lot of damage to us. But we do a lot more to it. We did get a crit. That crit may have mattered because we are under-leveled compared. Magmar. We quad resist fire, so unless Magmar breaks out some broken electric or grass move, we should be just fine. We don't quad resist fire. Ice is weak to fire. We are neutral to fire. I don't know why I said quad resist. But Surf is super effective, so... And the Citrus Berry puts it within range for us to take it down. Puts it in range to not have a Hyper Potion or a Full Restore, which means one more shot and we take it down. Wow, Fire Blast did a ton of damage to us. Then P67 actually would have quad resisted being rock and ground. Maybe that's what I should have gone with. Tauros is a great Pokemon, great design. Love the way Tauros looks. But it is a normal type, and it raises our attack stat. We are a special attacker, so this will do more damage to us if we hit ourselves in confusion. But we broke through, and Luca gets the Aura Sphere off. This might one-shot. We're closer in levels to this Tauros, and it is super effective. It does one-shot. Way to go, Luca. And Robin goes down. We get some celebratory music. We get a rainbow badge. We get TM19. Let's see what TM19 is. It is Shadow Punch. That's pretty good. Not the strongest of the punches, but a decent move that nobody on the team can learn. Which is fine. The one place we really don't train, and I'm only thinking of this because I just saw Flash, is any of the tunnels or the caves. Because especially in this remake, you don't have to do Rock Tunnel to get to Lavender Town. We've already been to Lavender Town. Actually, I think there's a bunch of trainers over that way we can still battle. I want to come down. To get some experience and get some extra money so we can buy all of the healing items possible before we go battle the Elite Four again and battle Red. I think if we can get Latias into the 60s, if we can eventually get Regigigas into the 60s, Mewtwo in the 70s, we do have one more level 70. Once we battle all 8 gyms, one more level 70 legendary we can go try to catch. We have Roserade still in the back that is in the 70s as well. We could always pull her out for final push. But that might be something to think about, trying to get the level 70 encounter. So that we can just have as many at least level 70s as we can to face. Not so much the Elite Four as it is Red. There is an encounter we can get here, but it's going to be a low level. So unless it's something broken, it probably won't join the team. And I don't even know what would be broken for us at this point. I can tell you it's not Makihita. Great Pokemon, but it's level 27. We're making that final push. We're going to just run, save Pokeball, save time, same face. If this was early in the run, Makihita would be phenomenal to have on the team. Or, in the mix at least. But all right, and there's another encounter we can get here. Same thing, it's going to be lower leveled, so probably not. We definitely aren't going to catch another Riola, because we already have Lucario on the team. But it is nice to know that there are more here. I'm trying to think what could be stupid broken that we could add. I mean, Charizard would probably end up being on the team. That's not a Charizard. I mean, we don't need another grass starter, but it's kind of fun to maybe root for someone in the Trico line just so we can complete the set because we have every other grass starter line available to us at this point. But those are those two encounters. We've got, I think, a handful more. Definitely a handful. In fact, we might want to sit Lucario, no offense, and pull out our Roserade once we get done Pewter Gym. Just so we have sleep, or I guess it's Grass Whistle, but ooh, Black Sludge, which only makes it easier for us because Black Sludge will do damage to an unpoison type. Sandslash is not a poison type. It does get Poison Sting. It is not itself a poison type Pokemon. I don't really have a rhyme or reason as to why, but I typically clear the left side of Cycling Road first and then come back up and try to clear all of the right side. Again, no real reason as to why, it's just something I've always done. So, Doug Trio. This could do decent damage, or it won't do anything. Doug Trio is a decent attacking Pokemon, but I think that's special comparatively anyway, so. I'm going to call her out a little bit. I just got a text message from my sister, the one that's donating blood with me tomorrow. It said something along the lines of, "Do you ever feel weird donating blood?" Because I've done it 14 times. This is going to be her first. Do you ever feel weird donating blood, like some little part of you is living inside someone else? I don't. I'll answer that right here in the video. I don't feel weird about it. Um, to me, it's a lot like um, if you were a organ donor, which I am. I want to be able to give back to people. I want people to be able to, if there's something I can do for people. Obviously, I don't want to donate organs necessarily while I'm using them myself, but if when the time comes that helps people out, then why wouldn't I? I'm not using them anymore. Um, Likewise with my blood. I produce blood just fine. I'm going to have a ton of it. So why not share a little bit of that? It doesn't cost me anything other than a little bit of time. And tomorrow's going to cost me a little bit more time because it's further away than most blood drives I've ever done. They've either been in the office or within 10, 15 minutes. This one's going to be like an hour and a half drive one way to do it. But it's such a small thing, and it really can save lives. I mean, I know that I was within the Red Cross organization for a long time, um, so maybe I'm a little biased, but I have heard of the effects. I've not seen them firsthand necessarily from people I know and love, but I've interacted with people who have given blood, who have met people who have been who benefited from having blood. I've met people who have received blood, and if it weren't for those blood transfusions, may not be alive today. So, is it a little bit of me in someone else in some way, shape, or form. I guess technically it's my blood going into their bloodstream, at least to start, but it's a physical manifestation of giving back. It's not much different than teaching somebody something. Like you taught the lesson to them. They're not going to think it's weird that you know. Oh well, I know how to build a birdhouse because my scout leader taught me. It's hey, I'm really grateful that I have this life lesson and now I'm a little bit better at this thing. Like, oh, I can cook because my grandmother taught me to cook. That's a way better example. I don't think, oh, that's weird that I've got this bit of my grandmother's personality in me. I think it's awesome. If we didn't know that Umbreon had color change, we'd be more afraid of it, but it does. So that's again back to the blood thing. That's how I think of it. It's a physical manifestation of trying to impart a little bit of goodwill through myself back into the world. So hopefully that's what it does. Hopefully nobody ever really needs it, but we know that's not the case. There's a ton of tragedies all the time, whether they're man-made, whether they're natural. Um, Myriad of reasons people need blood. If I can give it, why not? And I'll text her something much shorter than that between episodes that we record. I don't think she'd appreciate that novel. That 5-minute monologue. She would expect it. She's my sister. She's known me for her whole life. Cordelia's a fairly bulky mon. I anticipated this not one-shotting even 20 levels higher, and it didn't. But so far, so good on Cycling Road here. This might actually work out by taking down Cycling Road that we can maybe battle Fuchsia's gym and wrap up the episode after that gym, and then do Pewter and all those other things afterward. We'll see in a little bit here. I should have gone for Dragon Breath. 18 levels higher Dragon. Well, Zen Headbutt did it anyway. So I know it's not very effective because Psychic, but there's level 60 for Danders. What is it trying to learn? Oh, Healing Wish. We're not going to learn that because we do not want Danders to faint. We want Danders to prosper. We want Danders part of the team for as long as we can have Danders as part of the team. And fainting would not fulfill that legacy. Mareep would have been fun to have on the team. I think at this point, the big encounters we're going to get are all of the legendary birds um, as legends. There's part of me that's kind of like, I don't want to bring a full team of legends into the final Elite Four because maybe that's a little bit cheeky, but they're all available to us. So there's also part of me that's like, why wouldn't I? If I were playing this as, me just playing HeartGold Soul Silver, why wouldn't I want to get the best team possible? Of course, I think they're all like level 40 to 45, 50. They're all one of those three. I think it might be 45 or 50. 50 would be great because then it's a little bit closer. We probably don't have to grind up as much. I've thought about trying to do, because I know there exists a way to do rare candies. I don't know how to do the rare candies, and my fear would be that I'd somehow corrupt everything. So, and if we lose a red, we lose a red. I think there's nothing wrong with ending the series on a loss. I think it'd be kind of ironic. We get all the way to red and then lose the lock right then and there. I prefer that not to happen. I obviously want to win. Who doesn't want to win? But I should have switched out. That's what I meant to do because we are weak to ice, and Glalie is an ice type. But Verticon 2, the Regigigas, has Fire Punch, so we are not too worried about that. And we do not give out our phone number to strangers. Thank you, though. I think what we're going to do is now that we got Danders up to level 60, I think we're going to take the experience share off of Brodicon 2. We're going to give it the amulet coin. And we're going to lead Brodicon for a bit. And we're going to give the experience share to Denny P67 because. Oh, wrong item. Because there are no, as far as I can think of, I mean, Groudon, right, would be the ground type, but otherwise there's not a ground type legendary that we're really going to face. I mean, we might get like a Kyogre, so maybe we give it to Willa, but um, there are more water type Pokemon than there, water type legendaries than there are ground type. So I think having Denny P67 hold the experience share right now and leading Brodicon 2 so we can get Regigigas up to hopefully level 60, at least level 60, if not higher, will give us the better chance going forward. And that, again, it's common. I'm not the first person to talk about this, not the last person to talk about this. But the levels in HeartGold and Soul Silver, um, aren't great. Let's be honest. Once you get into Kanto, there's no great place to train other than right outside Mount Silver. Um, Again, if we could find a lucky egg, that would make life so much easier. Because leading the amulet coin is nice, especially so we can get as many full restores and hyper potions and max potions and all that for the final push. I guess it'd be max potions at that time. But it is what it is. We will. But leading the lucky egg too. I mean, we've got a decent amount of money at this point. We're gonna sell. We're gonna sell pretty much everything that's not a potion by the time we face red. Because by the time we get there, we're not gonna need any Pokeballs or Ultra Balls or anything like that. Might be a couple held items we'll hold. Going into it, see if we can be as strong as possible for that final fight. But and we beat Biker Joe, which means I think we are all set with Cycling Road. There might be one more down here. Yep. One more down here. We go heal up. We take down the gym. And then wrap up the episode. We're at the 33-minute mark. I think by the time we wrap the gym, it'll be around 40-ish. That will be perfect. The downside to these kind of episodes for me on the content creation side now, trying to think of something fun, is unless we get close to losing a Pokemon, there's no encounters in this episode that we even tried to catch. We ran from both of them because they just lower level and weren't worth doing the work to get them high enough to make sense on the team. But also no battles that really have challenged us, knock on wood so far. Who knows what the gym holds. We got through the first gym pretty easily. Hopefully that holds true of the second gym as well. So how what do you title it? What do you do for a thumbnail? Just fun stuff like that. So just trying to brainstorm what we can do to make this more exciting for maybe people who are seeing it in YouTube. I doubt it's in recommended of any kind, but maybe because they follow something else that I follow or whatever. I don't know how it all works, um, but Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. I try to post the thumbnails and links to the videos, so perhaps have a little bit more attention to this, the channel and the series. So, what what might excite people? What might get them interested in this series? I know how to go through this gym if we wanted and not battle any of these trainers, but as we said before, the only places we don't go through the caves like Rock Tunnel. There's no real need. Um, the eighth gym, when we go to face blue, I know how to get through that puzzle just to get to the gym leader. Typically, I don't do the other trainers in the gym on the way to that, just because it can take so long. It's one of these here. I've always thought too it makes sense in this gym specifically that once you beat the gym trainer, if all those like invisible walls were to disappear, so you could just walk right out. That is not the case. I just think it would make sense. But I don't even know. I think we talked about this a while back. Somebody had done the poll and remakes and whatever, and I voted HeartGold, Soul Silver, because I love them. I think it'd be really cool to see an eventual version of a Pokemon game that has literally every Pokemon available in it, like in the playthrough or some way, shape, or form. One of the things I love most about, well, I know this is not the gym leader. One of the things I love most about um, Scarlet and Violet are the rollouts of like we just got done to Decidueye. Samurott is coming Thursday, which I plan to be doing. Um, if I knew how to stream, um, that might be a fun stream on like Friday morning to try to go get Samurott before I leave, or Thursday night or something. But I don't. I don't even know if I can connect my Switch to the computer to record. Um, yeah, would love to get uh, a game that has something like that where you get where when all is said and done through all the whatever it might be, whether it's DLC, whether it's something like they're doing. I mean, we're getting DLC for Scarlet and Violet later in the year anyway, but even if it's just through some kind of Terra raid type approach, getting every single Pokemon into a game, at least to that point, I just think that would be a phenomenal fun thing to do where you can catch them. And it can be different, like events, ways to get them. I don't know how they would do that necessarily, but this might hurt because we are fairly strong and our attack was raised, but we survived it. We should survive that pretty well. Ooh, a little bit more than I would have liked. So because we are confused as well, we'll use a full restore. I think this is a good time for a full restore. No need to risk Brodicon 2. Well, if I had known that Luxray was just going to scare us away anyway. If Luxray were full health or like even half health, we wouldn't stand and go for that. Surf is definitely taken down 25 hit points of damage, whatever that is. So we weren't too afraid of the bad type matchup for us there. One more trainer before we battle the gym. Sableye. Now, I say it'd be fun to have that kind of game, right? With all the Pokemon. Would that include, seeing Sableye makes me think of this. Would it include Megas? Would it include Gigantamax? Would it include the Terra types? Probably not. Maybe Megas. I like the Terra type idea. I don't love that you put the weird hats on all of them. I think, if they had found a way to do that where maybe it's a slight color change, maybe, or I don't really know what else could have been done to make that different. But I also think one of the reasons I don't like that is there are some that look similar until you really get used to it. Like I think the fairy, when you're looking at the map, is basically a butterfly. And wouldn't you think that should be the bug one? And the bug one's like some weird. There's probably some deeper meaning to the symbol that they use for the bug on the map, but it almost makes you think of like a drill in like a drilling a well of oil or something. I don't know. So maybe if those were more clear too, it'd be a little bit different. I love Terra raids though. I love Terra types. I love, like I said, that they're revealing or bringing out so many different Pokemon through the Terra raids. I think that's just a fun way to do it. Definitely makes it challenging for sure. The Flying Pikachu wasn't terrible if you had the right build. Decidueye was hard. I found that one very difficult to get through. Perhaps that was just me, but eventually got it done. But it was took about a dozen tries. I think Pikachu took 2 or 3. Of course, I don't have a ton of friends who play Pokemon either. Ooh. Registeel. Where we're going to stand? We're going to stand because we're bulky. And we have Fire Punch. I was thinking about going to Luca. But I think Regigigas can do this. Probably takes 2. Yeah. Oh, it's got color change. Interesting. So now it's a fire type, which means it's not steel, so this will do more than it would have if we had just gone for it originally. Now it's normal. It's going to heal up. So can we play this smart? It's a normal type right at the moment. Do we have any way to manipulate this to our own advantage? No. We'll go normal. Again. We could switch that to Lucario right there because it did raise its physical defense. We have all physical moves. This will make it fire type. Whereas Luca has the special and super, well, not super effective right now. It would have been super effective because we had changed it to normal type. I'm also afraid of it getting an Omni Boost at some point. Let's hit it with Strength and then switch in Luca. So that it'll be a normal type so that Luca's super effective. Ooh, Superpower is going to do a lot to us. Oh, please don't kill. Okay. Attack and defense fell. Superpower would be super effective against all of us, but the attack drop's going to help us. Luca is weak to this, but it will live. It's coming from a normal type. Luca will live. Luca will. Well, there's our thumbnail, right? Ah, damn it, Luca. Okay. Should have thought of this before. Registeel is currently a normal type. This is special. If this doesn't kill it, still change it. him to Dragon, and we get the paralysis. Which makes it super effective now because he's Dragon type with color change. We could have thought of that earlier. I'm sorry, Luca. Luca was the longest tenured member of the team. And Luca would be great right now against a Mighty Anna. All right, well. Well. We foresaw or identified that we have Earthquake, but it's Hammer Arm that we're going to use because it's super effective. It's Poochyena, not Mighty Anna. Having a Poochyena or a Mighty Anna on the team wouldn't have been bad because it gets Thief. We could go where we've been training with all the chances off of, I'm going to say Cinnabar. It's not Cinnabar. I can't think of it right at the moment. Try to steal ourselves a Lucky Egg. There's a Chikorita. Level 50. Should go down in one shot. It does. So we do get through the boom battle, but we did lose. Oh, we got one more. One more. Hold that thought. Mostly lower level. Or unevolved base Pokemon. I don't know why. Wouldn't, evolve to a Xatu. Wouldn't evolve to a Meganium, but Registeel did its job, and we go down, and Janine gives us the badge, and we'll get another TM. 84. Let's go see what TM84 is. We also have the old Amber we can trade out next episode. Constrict. All right. Well, see what I'm saying? It just makes sense to get rid of all those invisible barriers now that we've won. And this works out pretty well, though. Yeah, we lose Luca, but we are at a good spot to kind of wrap up the episode. Let's go put Luca up in the box. Let's grab out our Roserade. Into the death box goes Luca. Onto the team comes our Sleepmon. Well, hopefully we don't get thumbnail material like that for the next episode, but one of our longest tenured team members, Luca, did not survive the Registeel. Will we be able to survive the next gym battle against Brock and Pewter? We will find out tomorrow. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, until next time.